Well, hello. Hello and welcome, my dear old friend. Okay. Yesterday's close was a little bit weird, I guess. I expected a little bounce from this weekly opening price level after all this consolidation and sweeping the overnight session low. Most of the time price would receive that reaction, but price didn't really go anywhere. Just chop around and then gap lower, immediately go higher. I mean, if I saw that this gap was staying empty and expanding lower, I would expect a weekly expansion lower, but price didn't do that. So I want to talk about last week's price action in general before I jump into today. I want to remind myself what happened. Yeah, on Monday, I was really patient. It was a nice trading day. Yeah, I remember it. I remember that price has been choppy a little at the market open, but I was really patient. And I saw this weekend gap, this retracement inside of the weekend gap on overnight session. And I saw that price came back to this level for second time during the AM session. And this was third time. Second for AM, third in total. And let me show the gap. This is a real gap, a vacuum, a liquidity void. So when I saw that price stepping it overnight session and coming back once again, okay, this was just overnight and this is where the real volume is. So it's okay to see price coming back to this level once again, and let's see if price receives a strong reaction from this level. I mean, let's see if price uses this gap as a resistance level to make some new lows, right? So my price was a choppy too. I mean, it has been consolidating and the moving averages were close to each other. So I just waited here and I saw this visit. After that, I started to get suspicious because I told myself, if price wants to use this as a resistance level, why is it tapping it so many times? Then when price came here one last time and I see that fractal liquidity pattern, this little pattern over here, I told myself, okay, this seems like this price wants to dig into this midpoint at least, maybe even more, maybe fulfill the gap, I don't know. But yeah, it was a day like this, so I tried to get a long position here, but I misclicked. So I waited and I then get the long from this level. Then I saw this liquidity pattern, but this time it was not fractal. It was outside of the range. So I took this one as well. And another one. And no. Yeah, this one is valid. And this one. I didn't expect this one to play out because price has been accumulating below the 20 simple moving average. And during the January and February, price used to reverse back lower after looking like this. I mean, it would at least make a deep retracement and then turn back higher, but it turned out to be a really nice bullish day. So I think the best lesson from today was, if price is taking a really important liquidity level, which is this low over here, then you don't really need to chicken out from this kind of bullish setups, I guess. Yeah, Tuesday was an awful day. I traded really bad at that day. I don't know why. I skipped Tuesday. Wednesday, a little tough day for me because it was an inside candle. Price didn't take anything, and I mean, I was pretty patient. I took a long setup around these levels right before this expansion, and I carried along too much and it turned out to be a loser. I think when the price was choppy like that and when I have been waiting for hours just to get a setup, maybe I could have been taking some partials at this level and maybe trail the stop loss. I mean, this day could have ended in profits or maybe in break even. So that's it for the day. Thursday was a nice day for me. I performed well. I saw that price had been reversed back lower on Wednesday already, and price was getting really close to the previous weekly close level, which is this same weekend gap that we were talking about on Monday's price action. So I targeted this gap. I started building my short positions around this level. Stop loss was here, and I took full pull. I didn't take any partials and closed my position around here. And then price chopped pretty bad, but I wasn't taking any trades over here. I think I might have lost some money here, or maybe if I traded here, I might have lost some money, or maybe I would have stayed sidelines. I don't know, but it looks really choppy. So on Friday, I just took along around these levels, targeting this high maybe a little bit further. Price didn't give that and turned back to take out my stop loss, and that was it for Friday. I think I have a lot more room to improve. I have got some room for growth. But when I look at it, not really a bad week. Not too bad. I mean, I couldn't end that week with profits, but still, it's good to see that I'm making progress, improving myself. That's the single most important thing for me, because right now I'm not an expert. I mean, I'm not the best trader in the world. I'm not really a professional. I mean, I'm trying my best to act professional, and I feel like I'm getting there. But right now, it doesn't really matter how much money I make, what I earn, what I lose, because this is just the transition phase where I am turning into a real professional. So yeah, I think it's okay as long as I make some progress And last week I made definitely some good progress, and I am really happy about it. It's really nice to learn together with you guys. So how are you guys have been doing? You feeling all right? Okay, let me go back to the daily chart. Once again, price is near the range lows. Price left this gap lower but didn't continue lower. It seems like it is moving toward this previous day high, which is Friday high, and this imbalance maybe even further. I don't know. Maybe price might want to. Hello, Mr. Everglow. It's nice to see you here. I don't know. This highs might still get taken. I'm not sure about it, but I mean, what the hell? It is really choppy, and sure, why not? And after closing this daily candlestick like that, looking like it's definitely just it was looking like it might just gap here, right? I mean, yeah. But good morning, Hercules. It's nice to see you. And look at it now. I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised to see price taking the previous day high today and maybe even further. Let's mark our levels, shall we? This is a previous day low. Also the weekend gap. Price has been expanding throughout the overnight session. I mean, normally I would be very cautious to take setups with this again with this overnight expansion. This expansion can be faded during the session easily. By session I mean right now AM session. But um, since price got too close to the range lows, I mean price came back to the cheaper areas and a possible bounce area, and it seems like price has been bouncing. I might look for a continuation setup. I mean, normally I don't really trust these overnight expansions, but when the expansion happens right after price takes out some low levels, some liquidity levels, then I don't know. Maybe price might give some nice longs. Who knows? Still, it's always better to be careful, wait a little. I just want to wait and see if this weekend gap works as a magnet for today, or is price. Yes, London is part of overnight. I call overnight session is anywhere before here, 9:30. I mean, if you look at the regular trade hours, right? Anything outside of this regular trade hours is overnight session. London, Asia, all of them. Even these hours, like 8, 9. Good morning, welcome. Okay. So I'm looking at this. I don't know. Normally, I would think that price might keep going higher, and I would expect that price might turn back to this level on this week's Thursday, or maybe even next week's Thursday. But I believe when the volume and volatility is higher, price tends to come back to this gap on Mondays. But when the volatility is not that high, when the price is range bound and volume is a little lower, I believe price might be leaving this to Thursday, because I mean price really tends to create midweek reversals. Price either creates the high of the week on Wednesday and starts going lower on Thursday, or just creates both high of the day, high of the week, and that expansion lower on Thursday. So I don't really know if the volume is getting higher. I mean, during 2024, after the months of April, May, I mean after the second quarter, and I think around the middle of the March as well, if price left a gap like this on weekly open, price would instantly turn back toward that gap after the Monday 9:30 market open. So I am curious if price is going to revert back to that state, since we are getting close to second quarter of the year, or if that was just something for that year, or if that was just something for the trending market. And since market is not trending on daily chart, it is really consolidating. There is literally no trend over here. It's been 6 months. You see that price is inside of this range. So since price is range bound, I believe price might want to come back to this gap over here on Thursday. But I'm cautious. I'm not really rushing for anything. So I'm going to mark this Friday high or previous day high. Previous day close and previous day low is almost at the same level and on that weekend gap, so I don't feel a necessity to mark it out. Yeah, on 15-minute I see an SPS and some imbalances, and yeah, this low taken. The crossover on 15-minute, it looks bullish, but it is also close to this high, this area over here. Let me look at it on 5-minute chart. This level was already taken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swings. This is the 6th. I want to check ES chart too. I'm just curious. So I want to see how it looks as well. Not that one. This one is okay. Let me check ES chart. Yeah, ES looks stronger and more bullish than Nasdaq. Okay. Let me see it on the daily. These candles look pretty much the same. It gives me these vibes over here. And I don't know, maybe I'm just biased, but last week I really wanted to see price taking out this high over here because of the dynamic of this current price action. If you look at it, it is choppy and consolidating, and if you look carefully, it bounces from lows, and after that bounce it takes some highs, this high and this high, and then turn back lower to take a low, to turn back higher, to take a high, to turn back lower, take a low, take a high, take a low, take a high. That's really what price has been doing for quite some time, and I assume that after taking out this big low over here and receiving a nice reaction from that level, I assume that price might at least take out this little swing over here, just like it did in the past. But it created a failed swing and then turned back lower, and I told myself, well, maybe we are getting closer to breakout, that's why price didn't want to come back to take this level. But now price made a gap lower and then immediately turned back higher. Now it gives me a vibe, something like that, maybe, or maybe like that. I really don't think that price is going to go back to all-time highs after this little sweep over here. I mean, if these institutions are going to send price to the all-time high, they are going to want to buy the dips a little, build some long positions on cheaper prices. And I don't think that this was those cheaper prices. I mean, it is a nice consolidation, but I don't know, after all those wars and news, this guy could easily push price a little bit lower. And if we look at the NQ chart, I mean the continuous contract of NQ, which is this NQ1. If you look at here, we can easily see that there's a nice range over here, this range, or you can look at this like that. Doesn't matter, this is the range high, right? Range high was broken right here. We see price made a retracement right at the high and turned back higher. And if we follow the swings over here, price is doing what? Tap here, go higher, deep retracement, little internal sweep. This is a fractal liquidity sweep. Go higher. There's a little tap over here. Do you see that? This tap is coming to this range over here. And price keeps going higher. And then price comes back to take out this little tap over here. After that, new highs. After the new highs, this becomes a new tap, a new liquidity level. And price takes out that liquidity level and failed to keep going higher. I mean, if price did something like that, right, then I would have think that price might have done with this low over here. But as you can see, price received some reaction, received some bounce, consolidated a lot. Now swept it once again and not really showing a true strength. I mean, if we look at this with the SBS perspective, this would be our breakout, which is 1. This would be our tap low, 2, 3. This would be 4. And this could be something like a double bottom and then turn back higher. But doesn't look very strong right now. I don't see any strength. And when I look at, for example, weekly chart or I don't know, monthly chart, I see some really nice imbalances right near the range high, right? Look at this high. Look at this imbalance over here. And on the weekly, we got this one over here. This imbalance was completely fulfilled. Now price is messing around these levels. I don't know, it kind of feels like I mean, it's possible to see price making a nice manipulation like this, closing above this a little and then turning back lower. All possibilities, but when I look at the daily chart, I feel like this kind of perch is a possibility. I mean, it has been doing this every year. 2025, a bullish year, but and there's this one on 2024, right? This one maybe smaller, but still. And on 2023, we got this one here. And this was a little bearish trend during the COVID. But if you zoom out, it was actually a big correction. And I mean, look at it right like that. On the weekly chart, pretty much same thing. Price breaking higher, leaving a quick tap, immediately sweeping that quick tap, going higher, sweep it again, going higher, sweep it again, like that. Eventually, if you zoom out, maybe on monthly chart, this would be the breakout, this would be the retracement, and this is pretty much an equal low. Going higher, sweeping this first test of the range, turning back higher. So I believe it is possible to see something similar to that. Yes, I saw that fair value gap. I saw that imbalance on daily chart. Let me mark this one as well. I believe it is an important level. Okay. What this guy has been doing. Oh, here. Nice. Tap higher high. A double bottom and then turn back higher, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4 swings. 1, 2 swings. This might be a long over here. This is a 1-minute chart. I am going to check the economic calendar first. Okay. Oh, Trump speaks on 11:30. All right. I should remember that. I didn't like to see that Trump speak, but whatever. Let's see what happens. Did price sweep this? Yeah. And this was a Friday high. Let me check ES. Did ES took that as well? Yes. Okay. Yes, has been looking a little stronger than Nasdaq and much cleaner than it. I mean, the range of the ES is a lot more clean. I mean, look at this. Very clean range. Price left the range with imbalance and then left another imbalance over here. And this is the tap of the range. And that would be a little tap on 30-second chart. All right. Now let me see Nasdaq with that perspective once again. And on Nasdaq, we got this 15-minute bullish tap low over here and 15-minute bearish tap low over here. Okay. We have got this consolidation area, this breakout, this little SPS on 30-second, but if we look at the 1-minute chart and follow the range, this is another tap low on 1 minute. And I mean, yeah, price consolidated below these 2 weekend gaps. Let's see what price does at this point. I'm curious if this level is going to work as a support level or if price... Alright, that candlestick look really bullish. Let me check Nasdaq once again. One last swap into this level. I don't know, it looked like it could be longed, but on ES chart this low was looking really clean, and I don't know, I just wanted to wait just a little bit more to see the reaction from these guys. I was really curious about this one, and this range was looking good, and I don't know, price didn't seem very fast after this imbalance and this candles and this consolidation. I thought maybe ES might sweep this one and then turn back higher, but it didn't. It just used this as a range block. It's okay. New hourly candlestick is coming. I just observed 2 SPS setups and I didn't take them because on 1 minute chart this wasn't really a swing and this wasn't as well. And if we look at the ES chart, this isn't a 1 minute tap low as well, it is 30-second. And price didn't look so fast. I mean, it didn't look fast enough so I could zoom into 30-second. I mean, I prefer to zoom in when price is fast, but over here price doesn't really look fast at all. And yeah, I mean, staying patient wouldn't kill. So it's fine, I guess. I believe I still can find some nice setups. And there's also possibility to get a little short setup above the previous day high. But that short setup after the previous day high would require a lot of patience because price would very likely come to this level and start consolidating, acting like reversing back lower, but then maybe making another high, things like that, and eventually this 2 line, this. All right, nice. I like this 10 a.m. candle. Let me check the news once again. Housing market index. All right, okay. How does this hourly chart look? Okay. It doesn't really look bearish. It seems like price might take previous day high today. Yeah, it seems like it might take it today. And this would be a nice level for ES. Upper level of previous weekend gap. And check the daily chart over here as well. Yeah, on Nasdaq it is a little further away. Further away, yes. Last night I didn't sleep well enough, and I think this is kind of affecting my thought processes. I feel a little slower, and I feel a little more hesitation. So I'm not really rushing for anything. Check this on the 50-minute chart once again. This was the trades from the last week. First week started nice, and on this Monday I accidentally took my long setup from the paper account instead of this one. I mean, by paper account it was this simulated account, so I couldn't get a profit on this one. On Tuesday I traded really bad, so I couldn't get profits, and I obviously lost. And on this Wednesday again, there was some profits, around $700 I guess, but then price turned back. I didn't take partial, didn't manage it well. Thursday was the only day I could manage properly, and Friday was a normal losing day. It was proper red day. I mean, Friday was one of the best days I guess, and Thursday was good too. What I'm trying to say is just with that small little mistakes, an easily profitable week ended up with loss, right? So management and execution part is really important, and patience is really important as well. Because on Tuesday I lost money because of impatience. I wasn't patient enough. I couldn't wait enough. So even that day could have turned the tides, and it could have ended the week with profits. I mean, all I need is consistency. All I need to do is just try my best to stay like that. Of course, there will always be some losing days, and it's okay, but the losing days shouldn't be like this one. It shouldn't be because of impulse. It should be this one. It should be like this one because of the nature of this job. So that's why I'm not really rushing for anything right now. I want to wait, see, understand what price is doing, and this step loss still looks nice, I guess, because it is right above the weekend gap on regular trade hours. I don't know. And price is looking really slow right now. Yeah, it is directional, it is going above, but no imbalance after the open. Every week is filling the previous candlestick. And then one imbalance over here. Price almost fulfilled it. Another imbalance here without going out this range. And immediately fulfill it. Yeah, it is not looking like it wants to just boom, right? It kind of looks like it's just taking its time. It's slow, not rushing to go anywhere. And if you look at the moving averages, they are not really getting further away from each other. I mean, they are going almost parallel to each other, and that's not what I expect to see for trending markets. When the market is really trending, I expect to see something like that. This is going higher with more gradual process, and this is going more steep, and eventually these two getting away, expanding away from each other. The more the more price keeps going, the more expanded they get. And right now, I don't really see an expansion between these two. And this slowness of this price is just telling me that price might not immediately reverse back lower. These are my moving average settings. Simple moving average, and I use close. I believe it wouldn't make a huge difference. I didn't try the open, but let's try it. I mean, I believe it doesn't matter which one I use. It's almost the same. Let me wait for it. Wait for the update. Yeah, this is the open. It looks like that when it is using the opening prices, and this is the close. I don't care about that kind of little details too much, because you can use simple moving averages, you can use exponential moving averages, you can even use different moving averages than this one. For example, you can use 110. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. You are just looking at the market with a perspective, and you can simply use this one, or you can find something else. If you use this one, we would be seeing similar levels. If you are using something else, you would be seeing different levels, and you would be looking at the market with a different perspective. And I would recommend that. It's okay to see the market with your own eyes. And that's it. 9 SMA, and just see how it looks, right? And 9 moving average is looking like that. If price just doesn't give me a nice entry before the previous day high, then this might be a little long day, because if price takes out this previous day high, I'm not going to be looking for long setups, and I will be waiting for a reversal with moving averages. I mean, the reversal I would wait over here is not just on price just doing this kind of pattern. This is not a reversal pattern for me. I mean, at least when price is grinding like that, because price easily could do things like that. Right? We saw them before. And while price is doing something like that, if I see something, for example, let's say this 20 SMA starts to looking like that, and 200 like that. If I see something like that, I might be looking for shorts, probably after the PM session. After this crossover, imagine after this crossover, price creates something like that. That could have been a nice short over there. And I wouldn't need too much expansion. Yeah, imagine this candlestick is, this daily candlestick is getting bigger and bigger, expanding higher and higher, and eventually leaving a wick. Maybe something like that. Do you see this last week's Monday? Was it the last week? No, previous week. But yeah, it was all just like that. Making a huge expansion and leaving this little wick over here. And this week on previous Monday. And I believe this week is really tradable if we just observe how it looks. Price is just sweeping the previous day high. I'm just curious to see how it looks. Yeah, it looks like it was reversing back lower, but it came back higher to take out the high, and we got this crossover over here, and after that crossover we got this drop. This little SPS, it couldn't make a new low. Yeah, this kind of looks nice, but timing was awful. Let's just check the previous week's Monday, which is this one over here. Over here, price didn't even take the previous day high. Just curious. Yeah, price didn't take the previous day high. Kept expanding and then closed there. There's nothing over here. So I definitely need a previous day high to take a short position. That's what I see at this level. And since this is an imbalance, I don't know. You might see something there. This looks like another longing opportunity. It seems like another SBS. Price is tapping this imbalance over here. Both ES and Nasdaq doing the same thing. This is 5-minute chart. It just opened. Let's see if this takes out this low over here. And this is the 15-minute chart right here. Yeah, this is a failed swing, I guess. I'm going to try one. Okay. Just give me 3 more. That last one was a little bit late, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Target would be previous day high, but I would definitely take partials because of the way price has been moving. Yeah, previous day high would be last target for me. But I plan to take partials as well. Let's see how it goes. A little imbalance here was already tested. I didn't want to take this setup with both my accounts because of the way price moving a little bit slow and tap this imbalance. It made a failed swing, okay, but I don't know, the way price moves looks a little interesting and weird and slow. I would honestly be surprised if this one plays out, and I would be adding as well. I think that's enough for this account for today. And this would be the 1-to-1. I would take limit sell 5 of it on 1-to-1. This was a little fractal liquidity sweep. Price doesn't always do that, but sometimes this happens. And as you can see in here, I didn't rush into a long setup on this level. I wanted to see price making a retracement inside the fair value gap or the imbalance, whatever you want to call it. All of them is the same thing. This is just an imbalance. Price tapped into the imbalance, and I wanted to see a reaction from that imbalance. Then price came back lower, made a failed swing. It couldn't take out this low. So this imbalance couldn't push price below this low. And price turned back higher. After price turned back higher and starting to look like it is not willing to make a new low, I opened my long positions with this stop loss over here. Normally I could have left my stop loss right at this low, but price was slow. So I just wanted to wait a little bit more to see what it is doing. And it took this little fractal liquidity on the lower time frames. For example, you can see it on 5-second chart. This is a little area over here, break, tap, higher high. Price comes back to take out this tap and turns back higher. This is not something I trade all the time, but when I saw this price was going back higher, I wanted to add to my position, and I wanted to build my final position. It seems like it couldn't reach to my partial levels. Sometimes that happens, it is okay. I was expecting that price might just dig a little higher. Right now it is looking really strange. It might still keep going higher, but I am keeping my other account. I'm not rushing. I first want to see what price really wants to do. This is interesting. ES actually made a lower low at this level and just sweeping this one, and this is a nice confirmation to get another long over here, but I think it is a little bit late for that. ES might be giving something like that. Actually not too late, but let's see. It might even leave a wick with the next candle. Seems like they are going higher. Let me go back to the setup. Still no partial. Price is receiving reaction from this level over here. It could have been nicer to see a partial, but well, what the hell. Now I will check ES back. Yeah, I think I will long ES with this. Oh, but how am I going to do that? Just give me a second. H6. I think this is the contract. No. There's something wrong with it. You know what? I can long Nasdaq with this one as well. Check the 5-minute once again. Maybe I can just wait for 10:30 or candle closures. I don't know. This long is from ES chart, so I didn't want to force it on Nasdaq. I don't know. I mean, I see this consolidation area over here. I see this breakout. I see a retracement toward the area, a higher high. This is our low. Price taking the low, tapping the imbalance, and imbalance pushing price lower to make another sweep. So this could be something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and taking out this low and then turning back higher might be 5, and seeing this final failed swing. Yeah, price might be going higher. So this seems like a valid setup entry would be something like that. Price is going above this candlestick after the failed swing. Stop would be at this low, I guess. I just waited. I wanted to wait a little bit more on this account over here. It is about to close the 5-minute candlestick. And it would be nice to see next candlestick just ripping back higher immediately. I will buy stop here. And I will put my stop loss. Below these lows, I guess. Maybe even this one. I don't know. I will leave it on the structural level. And then I will watch the price to see what happens next. If price decides to make a deeper retracement at this point, that would be just my luck, and I would be okay with that. I think I'm not going to blame myself for being patient, right? Lack of momentum relative to previous Monday. Yes, I agree. There is a lack of momentum. It is a quite slow day. Candles seem like they are not printing. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with that, and they seem a little ugly as well. I'm not really a big fan of this price action, but it is what it is. This is what we got, right? So this is kind of take it or leave it situation, I guess. Right. It's not the best price action really. And it wouldn't really nice to see price is starting to close below this 20 SMA. I hope price would just turn back higher, go above it. But if it does turn back lower, I might take a losing position. I mean, looking at 5-minute candlestick, it would be nice to see price just turning back higher after this closure over here, this 2 doji, this body, and then it would be nice to see price keep going higher. But when I look at the 1-minute chart, this is actually a tap low. This was the last low that created this high over here. So if my stop is getting taken, the other account is going to be done for the day because I took bigger risk on that. And this account would still have some bullets. So I think I would wait for an internal structure break and internal liquidity sweep. I mean, I am talking about fractal liquidity sweep. So, but it still haven't take the stop loss. Let's wait and see if it takes the stop loss or if it just turns back higher. I'm really curious to see what is next 30-minute candlestick does. It is an important time of the day, I guess. This 9:30 might show us some big moves. It would be nice to see it going upwards immediately, but it doesn't really look like. And I think it took the stop loss right now. Yes. Let me lock this account. I'm done for today with that one. And let me turn back to this one. Yeah, I mean, there's this imbalance over here. Let's wait and see what it does right now. This is where I need to be really patient and careful. Because most of the time, I mean, in the past, I used to get tilted after this kind of stuff, you know. Price wouldn't create a proper sweep. It would take some weird lows and then turn back higher, and after it creates some proper structure, the structure, I mean, if you look at the textbook, the structure plays out. I mean, it took out this high, but just couldn't went beyond it. I just needed a little bit more to get some partials. And most of the time, I mean, in the past, I used to get really triggered after this kind of stuff. I would get mad and I would start revenge trading. I would maybe try another long. If that long gets stopped out, I would turn into short, and in some couple of minutes I would notice that I was already below the account. So I don't really want to do that kind of stuff anymore. I just want to be patient, see what price is doing, what it is going to do. Maybe it is just coming back to this tap low I was already waiting at the beginning of the session. When trading feels sometimes a little strange, a little weird, and there are so many probabilities to it, especially if you are scalping like that. I mean, if price just took out, swept this low, I would probably longed it earlier and taken some. I would have taken some partials. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, I think the best thing to do right now is just wait and just try to understand. In 1 minute, I guess this was the last swing low. Let me remove everything. I think this was the last swing low that created this higher high. I got faked out by this closure over here. Yeah, it is a wick, so this is the highest point in the price. Do you follow the structure by just checking out the bodies? If you are checking the bodies, I think this could have been the last high, or I don't know how do you see that, but I just want to keep it simple, so just follow the if you're looking at this high over here, that would be the low that I think this one would be the low that created it. We are going to see the low of today, huh? That's okay. You are talking about the RTH. Yeah, that low can get swept. It's a possibility. Let's wait and see. I really want to see these deviation levels. I'm curious about them. Give me a couple of seconds. Yeah, it is really slow day. It couldn't even come to this 200 level. This level would be enough for me to get some nice profits, I guess. It didn't even touch this rejection block over here. I don't know. Maybe it's because of this Trump speech. I don't know. Maybe price is waiting for this speech. I am seeing a 5-minute SBS forming right now. I also see that nice bounce from this 200 SMA. So I think I'm going to take a long position around these levels. Mm, 30-second doesn't look very bullish, but 1 minute looks a little better. I think price might take out this high over here to create an SBS, something like that. Tap into this, come back to this, to tap this 20 simple moving average and sweep this high over here. I believe that's a possibility. But I will stay patient. I already entered with some small position. And I wanna see price just showing willingness to turn back higher to take out this low high over here, and this high seems like a nice partial level, nice profit level. I can close half of the position at that level, maybe even more. Let's see what happens at this point. If this position gets stopped out, I will be on sidelines. I will be waiting for either a combo setup, a fractal liquidity, or yeah, it got stopped out as well. Now I'm on the sidelines. I will either wait for a crossover or a fractal reversal and fractal liquidity sweep. The Trump speech is at 11:30 a.m. today. There's about 50 minutes. Mr. Everglow says, I feel 1 minute turned bearish. Yeah, I guess you are correct. I just wanted to see something like that, but yeah, I believe this 1 minute order flow was already bearish, and I feel like this was just a wishful thinking, I guess. I don't know. I will evaluate the setups after the day is closed, so I'm not going to waste my energy trying to understand what I did wrong right now. Not now, I mean. Obviously I will evaluate my mistakes every day, every week. I will try to do my best to improve myself, but right now, currently, I am only focused on this current moment. So I just want to wait and see what price does. Let me see how ES looks. It just came back to this weekend gap on RTH, on regular trade hours. I wouldn't be sad to see price keep expanding lower. It would be really nice to see price getting really close to this one. But I don't know, price has been really choppy. Yeah, this level. I would love to see today. See this level today, but I don't know. This was something I traded a lot during 2024. The rules were simple. I would wait for a gap like that. Price is not touching the gap after like this time. I mean, price just creates a gap and just spends a little time during Asia, or it just doesn't spend any time at all and then expanding lower. If you remember the old live streams, you might remember this thing I am mentioning right now. I have mentioned this kind of price behavior. Sometimes price immediately starts dropping lower toward the gap right at 9:30. Sometimes this kind of stuff happen. Price just lost the 200 SMA with this candlestick, and price left a tap high over here, and I might be willing to take this SBS short over here, and this would probably be my last setup for today with this account. Yeah, I can take 200 or 300 more, and then I would be done for today. But the way this comes, it's very sharp. Left some multiple imbalances. Tapped into the imbalance and then kept going lower. Another imbalances over here. It seems like it might come back to these levels. I don't know. It's possible. It really looked like if it might take out this low. And that would be the first short SPS after this drop started. I mean, obviously, if price can take out this high over here. Price did not take the previous week equilibrium by 1 points. Yeah. By previous week equilibrium, do you mean this one or this one? Yeah, it seems like a short setup might be forming around here. Price couldn't take the Friday high. Did ES take the Friday high? No, it didn't take it as well. Okay. All right. 15-minute looks like it might be reversing. Now I don't really want to see price going above this level too much, especially this high. It would be nice to see this high staying protected. I didn't wait for a confirmation over here. This is my last setup and I just wanted to sell it with limit order inside of this imbalance, this zone, and this tap high over here, and the moving average crossover is occurring right now, right at this moment. This could be a place where price starts to expand lower. It would be nice to see that. On 5-minute charts, price took out this candlestick high, little doji high, and tapped into this body over here. A nice bearish candle, body of it. Seeing a closure below these levels would be nice. Invalidating this imbalance immediately. And seeing imbalances right at this moment would be even better. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I believe. I mean, it's not too bad, and it has got a pretty wide stop loss. It is, I think it is 50 point. Yeah, 50 point stop loss, pretty wide. Big enough. And yeah, today I really want to see price is getting closer to this gap at least. Even if it is not going to tap this gap, just seeing it getting closer to that gap is more than enough for me. And right now it would be nice to see bearish imbalances below. I don't really want to see this high getting taken anymore. I mean, yeah, it became a tap high after this lower low and price turning back immediately higher, but I believe if price takes out this, it might get a little choppier or uglier. I would rather see now these two moving averages getting away from each other. And how could they do that? If price keeps expanding lower, then this 20 is going to follow the price, and this 200 is just going to get flattened and then turn back lower. So that way these guys can expand away from each other. So I want to see this previous day high getting taken in some other days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe another day, I don't know. And seeing imbalances below this low would be a really nice sign of weakness. Right below this low over here. I'm now gonna add to my position and trail my stop over this level. Come on, sweetheart, don't turn into a wick. Just keep going a little bit more. It was like what? 1.5 hours. Nah, it's not enough. I want to see a nice expansion lower. Come on, sweetheart. It looks weird. Let me look at this. Like that. Yeah, now this is another 15-minute tap low, because this was the low that created the last high, and price seems like it is right beneath this 20 simple moving average on 50-minute chart. I would like to see price coming back to this 200 at least. I mean, entry was nice, but it's too choppy. Come on, buddy, leave some imbalances for us. Look a little funnier. I didn't sleep well last night, and this price is making it harder. What do you guys think? Is it going to go back and take out my stop loss? If it just doesn't keep expanding lower, it might look like something like that. Another cross, another semi-cross would take my stop loss and maybe probably even previous day high over here. I think I really need to study this kind of days instead of trying to get a little scalp and hope for price might just give some partials. I don't know, I think I can treat this kind of days with more patience and more caution. And I feel like this Trump news is going to take my stop loss once again, because it did something weird on last week's Wednesday as well. I was long around these levels, and before the Trump speech, price created this. Yeah, I mean, it seems like today might be a quick and fast losing day. It kind of seems like I might get a quick stop loss. This is the last place for my position, I guess. I mean, this step high over here and this 200 SMA. If price accumulates around here too much or just keeps turning back higher, it is definitely going to take my stop loss and maybe even more. But it's weird to see this divergence with ES and excuse me, micro Nasdaq and mini Nasdaq. It would be really nice to see price losing this level once again, closing below it. I really want to see closure below this level and price expanding lower. But if it keeps just messing around and if this just starts to turn back higher, if this one turns back higher, then I am done for today. It would be simply a losing streak. Mr. Everglow says his stop loss was 200 moving average and he's out for a half hour minus half. Yeah, Mr. Everglow managed his risk much better than me today, I guess. It was a nice setup, congratulations. And yeah, I guess, I mean, if we look at this like that, yeah, I believe when you look at it like that, it was a good idea to put your place stop loss at this 200 moving average. I just gave it a little bit more room in case it just wants to keep these levels protected, and then I mean the placement of this step high is a little interesting, right near the crossover. Price, most of the time price leaves these highs, doesn't sweep them, but sometimes it just can do things like that. I don't know. Right now it doesn't look very clean. The more time it spends around here, the worse it gets for me. We are close to the... Okay, alright. I see what we have right now. This, thank you, right? 1 minute. ETA chart. Yeah, it doesn't look so pretty. 2 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, I think I couldn't trade very well today. I could have done better. I think I should be more careful with my sleep. Last night I couldn't sleep well. I just slept for 3 hours, I guess. I was working on a video about moving averages actually. And even though I noticed some stuff with this, some weird stuff going on with this, I just couldn't stay patient enough, I guess, and I entered into longs over here. Yeah, next time I will be really careful about my sleep. I think lack of sleep is really something terrible for trading, because you know you can have the best models, best concepts in the world, you can have all the experience, but you can make some small mistakes and then eventually get chopped out. I'm just glad I'm on this live stream over here. I mean, if I wasn't doing this live stream, I probably wouldn't stop trading. Yeah, I probably would keep trading and maybe blow an account, and that is something really terrible. I mean, I'm not talking about just money, right? I'm talking about the feeling itself. I believe blowing an account is a really terrible feeling. Okay, my stop loss, last of my stop loss was taken. So let's trade this simulated account over here. This is not a real account, it is just sim account. This is the kind of days that I really get my losses too much, because I mean, if you just look at it, it kind of seems like it is playing out. I mean, if completes the sequence, right? This is the sequence. This is the sequence I want to see, something like that. Sweep it, give me a setup with a small stop loss so I can get some multiple R's, and maybe even expand further above this high a little, just a little. This is what I wanted to get, but today's setup was something like that. And this is my least favorite thing. It happens like that, and then it gives me a little too wide stop loss right when it gives my entry, and it just doesn't push too further, and then just something like that. So when I try to get some, let's say I entered around here, I just can't get multiple R's. Sometimes I cannot even get 1 R. I mean, my entries have to be better than perfect. To get the perfect entries, I sometimes cannot follow the candlesticks well enough. Yeah, I mean it is played out, but pretty much the same pattern. And then bearish version happened exactly the same. I mean, if I waited for this level to enter my trade, and if I took something like that, this it couldn't hit the 2R, 1 to 2. Just turn back higher. Yeah, it feels like this today was not really kind of an what today was not an SBS kind of day. And I mean, if price could take this lower here before turning back higher, this could have been a nice fractal liquidity setup, but still the same. Turning back lower, coming a tap high on higher time frames and creates this one, but I don't know if it is going to take it because it is on a really weird place, right? It is. I mean, yeah, it is possible to see price taking out this low, but it, I think it wouldn't look so pretty because of the way these moving averages look. And price might keep chopping around these levels because these two is close to each other. I think the volatile times I wanted to see did not come yet. Not today as well. I mean, seeing at least this level would be nice. And this level would be awesome. After this nice expansion lower. But I gotta accept that fact. Some days I will not get a really good read on price. Some days I will understand everything. And some days I will feel off. Some days it would look like it might be going somewhere, but it would be actually consolidating in a larger range or chopping in a larger range. I don't know. Did price take this level yet? Yeah, it kind of did. Let's see if this combo plays out. Hmm. I think this might be a little choppy at this point. I didn't really expect to see price coming back to this 5-minute imbalance over here because of the way this candlestick formed. I was expecting a reaction from this candle body. I mean, price kinda did Price tapped it, turn back lower, but then no, it's not looking very clean. This is the fractal long entry. I couldn't trigger the entry, so I will just this doesn't work. Give me a second, flat it. Alright. Now, is it gonna make another low? Well, it is a possibility. But let's just I was gonna click long over here, so let's just click it over here and yeah, leave the stop loss over here. This is just a sim account. It is practice account, not a real account. And yeah, I'm not really taking any serious trades anymore. I mean, I'm just taking, this is a paper trade, this is not real account. I'm just paper trading to get some experience at this point, to get some feeling. I closed the day with my maximum loss limits. I took a little high risk today. I didn't want to just mess around with too many trades. Price was slow. I took a long near the highs. It saw some profits, but it just couldn't keep going, and price, I ended up getting caught to this reversal lower. So I saw the same pattern, but this time the short version, and I took it as well. The short version went into some profits, but it too didn't keep following. And it seems like right now price is creating a fractal setup, but I don't know, the way it looks is not really clean. Because of the moving averages, I guess. I think these kind of days are my least favorite ones. And this is Murphy's Law, I guess. Is it gonna take out this high, or maybe go even further? I don't know. But it seems like price might make another crossover. This cross ended up being a manipulation, I guess. There is 20 minutes left for the orange guy's speech. I have a quick backtest idea. I think I will do that. I'll just backtest the days in which there is a Trump speech, and I will just look 1 hour before the speech, 2 hours before the speech. I will look for it to see if there is a pattern. By pattern, I'm not talking about a chart pattern or price pattern. I'm talking about a pattern on price characteristics, pattern on behavior. I want to see if price acts a little choppy or weird like this when there is Trump speech. Just that. I just want to see that. So yeah, I think it is a good backtest idea. Let me check ES. I think yes, looks better than Nasdaq, I don't know. I think it is possible to see a double bottom at this point. I mean double bottom with sweep. Yeah, I can enter from here. This doesn't look terrible. Just a fractal idea, but I believe price might make another sweep and then turn back higher because of the way this moving averages look and because of the way price has been really slow. I mean, one last sweep is not impossible right now. Slow grind, turn back lower. Imbalance, fulfill it. Imbalance, fulfill it. Imbalance and slow grind. Eventually come back all the way lower to take everything. And then create the combo. After the combo, turn back higher a little. This still might turn back lower, I don't know. Create a fake cross. Give a short, but just 1 hour. I don't know, maybe I should take 1-to-1 with this kind of days and without just adding or trailing. Because if I just took one single setup with 1-to-1, it would be something like that, I guess. Yeah, it would definitely hit 1-to-1. But I added a little, build my position. I thought maybe just a couple of candlesticks. And when it turned back lower, same thing. Almost the same thing. This probably hit 1-to-1 as well. Yes. And if I waited for confirmation, like this candlestick over here, even this hit 1-to-1. Okay. But I don't know, I don't feel comfortable trading 1-to-1. I mean, I know a lot of traders are profitable with that. There are a lot of good traders trading like that, but I don't really know. These guys are looking really ugly. And this one couldn't reach 1-to-2, I guess. Let me check it. Yeah, it couldn't reach 1-to-2. It came really close to it. This ES setup over here. Yes, already created this cross, but it seems like it might be creating another one. It couldn't take out this high, but Nasdaq took it. A lot of divergences between the indices. That's a reminder for me that that tells price might not be doing something huge today. Too much divergences throughout the day with different lows is a sign of consolidation or sign of price action like this one. I feel like ES might take out this high because of the way it looks. This one over here. It could have been nicer to get some profits, but well, it is what it is. This is a really nice partial area. This high over here. Yeah, it is definitely Murphy's Law. All of a sudden price just decides to go all the way to the profits, not take this stop losses on demo accounts, right? This came to 1 to 2. Can you show buy and sell buttons? Right, it is right here. And reset this one. I sometimes feel like I know too much things. I mean too much technical things for my own good. Well, I don't know. I really feel like this is the way. Did NQ took out this high over here? Not yet. Take your time. All right. We are here. We are not going anywhere. You can just wiggle around. Staying right near the high for 3 straight minutes. Okay, you just do that. When is that Trump speak? 10 minutes to Trump speak. All right, it took three partials. That's great. Some orders were hit. Yeah, I'm definitely not taking any more risks today. Yeah, this was kind of pretty. I think I could have waited for this one more. And I believe I spent too much time with YouTube or making videos and all. I think I can take it a little a little easy on myself. Take it easy with this video stuff and focus on my trading a little bit more. I haven't been journaling or backtesting properly for the last 2 weeks. So yeah. Well, I did create a Discord server. It is empty, but I don't know, we will build it together. Let me see, how do I invite? Yes, this is the invitation. I almost forgot this one. Let me check the chat. All right. If you guys want to come into Discord, just come in. You see me here. I'm not an excellent trader. I am not amazing, and I am just here to learn and improve myself, learn from mistakes, and I noticed that I am more disciplined and more grounded with a community. Normally I would get mad at this. I would get crazy, and I would most definitely either blow this account or turn this into green and maximum possible profits. I was just trading like that. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm extremely transparent about my situation because I believe when someone lies about his situation, the brain feels that cognitive dissonance, the about that disrupted reality, the belief and the reality, or the, I don't know how to describe it. My English is not that good, but I believe you kind of get what I mean. I mean, when we lie, we tend to ignore our blind spots. We tend to ignore our mistakes. Well, this started expanding really nice. I am surprised. I'm happy to see this pattern played out well. I mean, there are... I'm done for the day. Maria Butler says I'm done for the day. Alright, that's good. Hi Maria, did you take a long or short? I hope you are done with profits for today. By the way, I am done for today as well. I'm just taking some paper trades to get some experience. What was I talking about? There are two kind of SPS setups that I trade. Most of the time I trade them on correct times. This first one is, I call it the flow sweep, I guess. The reason I call it the flow sweep is just there would be a strong order flow, and inside of that flow, price immediately taps, turns back higher, sweeps it, a double bottom, and immediately turn back higher. I call this a flow sweep. It can be even smaller than that, something like that. And for example, there's an example for this flow sweep is this short idea on this Thursday. There is an ongoing order flow, a bearish one, some imbalances, price taps into imbalance, then sweeps it. This is this SPS swing breakout sequence, and then turns back lower. I call this a flow sweep. And there is also this deep sweep, or maybe deep retracement. And today it seems like that deep retracement happened. For deep retracement, I should either take a nice spot, and today I couldn't do that. I tried this over here and it was the wrong spot. I thought maybe price might just bounce over here and maybe just it could just take sweep this and then turn back lower, things like that, but I was wrong, right? So the best solution for deep sweep or deep retracement is just wait for the fractal confirmation, right? So the fractal confirmation idea is this one. Price makes some kind of movement, some kind of expansion, right? I mean, makes some kind of trend, right? It's just really simplistic. And then starts that deep retracement. I mean, we can call it a deep retracement because it looked like it was a bearish reversal. I mean, I thought it was a bearish reversal. If you look at that, maybe it might be still bearish reversal, but it didn't continue strongly. And after that retracement, price just gives a fractal confirmation, which is this one over here. As you can see here on the bigger picture, this turned out to be the key level for price. I mean, key tap low or liquidity level, right? And after the swipe of it and this little consolidation over here, price closes above this consolidation area over here. After the closures, tap the consolidation, make a higher high. Then come back to the consolidation area once again, sweep it, and stay above this levels, stay above this one, right? And today price was slow, so I just wanted to wait a little, but then I saw this failed swing over here. I mean, since today was looking a little slow, since talking 1 minute, what do you mean by talking 1 minute? Do you want me to wait for you for 1 minute? Since the price has been a little weird and slow, and price was around this moving averages, I thought, okay, Trump's speech in 1 minute. All right. I understand. Thank you for reminding that to us. ES is making another one. I'm just gonna take it out of curiosity. I wanna see if this just starts launching from here. Is it going to launch from here, or is it just going to mess around because it get close to the highs? I mean, when you look at the structure, same exact thing again. Consolidation area, tap into area, sweep the area, turn back higher, and when doing that, another area, tap into area, higher high, sweep that and turn back higher. I don't know, I just wanted to see how this goes. If this really wants to trend, I wouldn't want to see this low is getting taken. It kind of seems like price might be finally creating a little expansion between these two. They look like they are expanding away from each other, but today has been a weird day and price took this important liquidity level, made a triple top. So I don't really know. I'm not really sure what happens at this point, but since price didn't take the previous day high yet, yeah, I think I gotta learn how to be even more patient during these slow price actions. I was talking about this idea over here. I mean, this is not something that I don't know. I know this like the back of my hand, and um, I even created a video about this one. This is something that I can trade consistently over and over again, but sometimes I just make some little mistakes, some silly mistakes. I think this has got to do with lack of sleep. I think I just want to see the days in which I can still get some profits. I can still end up with profits even when I am not on my optimal condition, optimal performance, I mean. And yeah, I think I should create a protocol. I mean, for example, I observed the price action for almost an hour, and then I took a long position, and I didn't tell myself how price was behaving. I actually told myself that price was slow, but still I didn't care, and I just took that continuation long setup when price was already expanded a little, quiet a little. So I think maybe I should just create some protocols for slow and fast price action, and um, wait for the proper setup based on that. But Friday was kind of surprising for me. Last Friday I didn't really expect price to be turning back lower after sweeping this high. It even created some kind of fractal setup, I guess. Fractal long, ignored it, immediately turned back lower. I don't know. I think I have got some more way to go still. I think I really need to keep improving myself. And when I look at the way this price moves, and when I zoom out a little, I think price might take out this stop loss, this level. Normally I would expect to see just price starting its thing eventually after all of this, but I don't know, today it is really slow, and I'm thinking maybe it might want to come closer to this 200 SMA, but I don't really know. I'm not really expert in this kind of slow grind days. But yeah, I need some kind of rule, I guess. Something like just name the price, and after naming the price, I mean, first create some protocols. For example, if price is really slow, I will wait for a retracement and then fractal setup. That's an example, right? And if price is really expanding strongly, but there's always some kind of FOMO. I always forget. Maybe it's because I don't journal enough. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just old habits. And maybe I just need a little bit more time to change that habits. I mean, I made some nice payouts in the past. I passed a lot of evaluation accounts, and I was a really risky trader. I was never afraid of taking risk, and I wasn't afraid of blowing the accounts. I mean, I would even perform better after losing. I mean, I would start every day with a losing position. There wasn't a single day that the first click would be take profit. Most of the days, my first click used to be a losing position. I don't know why it was happening like that, but I was like that. I was smoking weed, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, drinking a lot of coffee. And then I wanted to really quit that impulsive behaviors. I was trading like a gambler at some point. But also, paradoxically, it was the way I was making profits. So I got rid of the bad habits. But right now, I can't make money because that bad habits was making the money and those are gone. Now I have to learn making the money with the more difficult way, staying patient, staying grounded, being able to act flexible, not giving myself in FOMO. But I guess it will worth it eventually in the end. What I really want to get is a consistent scalability. I couldn't scale the way I traded in the past. I was only trading with prop firms because I was already afraid that I might blow an account. I was feeling like I can blow anything anytime, so I couldn't even open a proper brokerage account. I couldn't trade my own money because I was blowing my own money as well. I tried once or maybe a couple of times. So, I mean, I was really, really impulsive. And I was like a shark. The moment I saw a blood, I I used to kept biting more. But the thing is, the blood would be my own blood and I would be biting my own flesh. So yeah, so it would eventually end up not so in my favor. How many hours do you watch social media mobile per day, bro? Well, I think it is becoming too much once again. I actually I managed to quit it along with the weed and alcohol and cigarette and all. I was able to quit all of those, but after coming back to this YouTube, I started scrolling on Twitter. I started wasting too much time on socials, and it doesn't really help. I believe it creates distractions. It is not good for the concentration. It reduces trading performance. Yeah, thank you for reminding me that I think I should be more cautious, more careful about that. Yeah, in hindsight, once again, it looks really easy, really simple. Just take a low, consolidate, turn back higher, take a low again, turn back higher, and yeah, I think after things starting to go well with these live streams and all, I mean February live streams was pretty nice and March started very nice as well, and my accounts started with nice profits. I think because of that, I got excited immediately and once again I focused on profits. I think that might be what is going on around here. I mean, when I first started these live streams, I was only focused on just trading properly and nothing else, really. I mean, I was just, I wasn't even focused on trading. I was just focused on talking about price, talking about how I felt or what I think. Yeah, the only thing I was focused on was just the process itself, I guess. But over time, I mean, when I started to see some profits with these accounts, I think I got a little excited and carried away, I guess. So I think that's why I just started losing all my balance around these levels immediately, especially when the price is really slow like that. I think best thing to do is just simply wait for a deep retracement and then jump in. That's it, I guess. That's all. Yeah, I believe I could have managed this day better. And I also believe that creating a rule, yeah, it seems like it is getting some reaction from this level before going back higher. Maybe coming back to this level, maybe this level. I don't know. I hope someone streams SBS during London session. Alright. During London, huh? I mean, I wake up a little late for that, but I mean, maybe I can around this. Maybe after 4 a.m., maybe after 5 a.m. But that wouldn't really be the London. I mean, London Open would be missed, and that would be like pre-session. But if you really like that, yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes London gives nice setups. Sometimes it doesn't. I can see that there is some nice expansion over here after this crossover. No SPS over here. There's this one, I guess, right at the middle of the gap, weekend gap. Another one looks like valid one. This one seems cool too. Yeah, I don't know. I think I can create a protocol on sell side near mass. Sorry, I didn't understand. I didn't get that. On sell side near mass. What do you mean by that? This was the first SPS on 30-second, and this on 1 minute, this little ugly low over here 7 hours ago. Alright, let me check what happened 7 hours ago. All right. Are you talking about this short SPS setups? Or are you talking about this reversal? Maybe a higher time frame SPS? Yeah, I just need a protocol. First one gave multiple hours. Second one did pretty well as well. And it did tap this weekend gap low too. Not a huge expansion though. Nice, but not huge. The thing I tried to get, the long I tried to get, wasn't excellent as well. I think. Yeah, still small position. I can see that it gave multiple setups on London. These are not my favorite because it is constantly cutting this 200. I don't like to see this multiple crossovers. Cross above, cross below, tap it, things like that. But after this expansion started, there are some nice setups. But I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of slow price action. I don't really like seeing this kind of stuff when I trade Nasdaq. Look at this. And right before the London there are a lot more. This is sign of low volume and low liquidity. I would rather see some bulky and normal candlesticks without too much imbalances, volume imbalances inside of them. I don't like seeing this too much. Yeah, I think what we need is some protocols for fast expanding days and slow grind days like this one. And it was really obvious, right? It was obvious to see that slow grind. I mean, I'm thinking about this. For example, this is 75 points, right? And this is probably 75 points as well. Even less than it. But I kind of feel like this one is better. Has got more confluence to it. And it occurs after a nice deep retracement. Okay, price took the stop loss of this long idea just as I expected, because price was above the midpoint of the range and price was slow. There is no huge momentum. If there is no huge momentum and there is some balance between buyers and sellers, right, then it would be really normal to see price receiving reactions from both supply and demand areas. For example, this was a demand area. Price created a demand area, made a retracement toward the area with this low over here. Then came back, went back higher and then came back lower to sweep that sweep that lower there. After price sweeping that, it just turned back higher, went a little, and it just decided to stop right at the supply area. If there was an imbalance, let's say if there was an imbalance on buyer's side, then price would have ignored this supply area because there would be an imbalance and price would keep expanding. But since it was balanced, and how do we see it is balanced? Well, we see it by watching the candlesticks, the way they form, watching price just not leave imbalances too much, just filling the imbalances. For example, look at this one. A nice imbalance, price immediately fulfilling it before it goes higher, even taking out this low, the low of this imbalance over here. So things like that. When price is acting like that, we interpret as a balanced market, and balanced market means there will be a balance between long and short side. I'm not talking about the amount of participations. I'm talking about the orders, amount of orders. If the orders really get too balanced, price would just consolidate and does nothing else. Imagine this, there are two, think of it like that. Think of these two levels and imagine there are millions of buy orders, millions of contracts above this line and millions of sell orders above this. In this occasion, what will happen is someone is going to click market sell over here, right? And push price lower. Price will eventually visit this area, and as soon as price comes back to this area, no matter how many people clicks market sell, all of them is going to get observed because there are too many buy orders here. And as soon as that sellers get absorbed, price will turn back higher. And when price turns back higher, the momentum buyers is going to just click buying, pushing price higher, right? Maybe price might do things like that. Maybe coming to tap this once again and then receive reaction, receive, and maybe eventually turn back higher. And as soon as price taps this one, turn back lower. Maybe price might do things like that, but still turn back lower. If there's still millions of orders over here, price will turn back higher once again. And as long as there are no imbalance and buyers and sellers stay balanced like that, it will just keep doing this. But when there is an imbalance, let's say there is a news about an economic crisis or a war or something like that, then price might, these orders might be cancelled, right? And even these guys over here, the millions of buy orders can easily turn into sell orders, right? They can just cancel their buys here after the news and just start selling aggressively, and then that might create an imbalance. And after that imbalance is formed, I like to look for my short setup, and I would ideally want to see right after price leaves the range with imbalances. So, or I would either want to see something like that, price leaves the range with imbalances and creates a small range over here and makes a low and then sweeps this and then turns back lower. I would be okay this one as well, and even this would be still fine. Go with imbalances, consolidate, made a new low, then tap this consolidation area, new low, and just use this area as a new ceiling. So when I feel like price is going back and forth too much when I feel like candles are just going with slow grind movement, not expanding too fast, etc. When I see things like that, I tell myself, well, this might be a little slow market. It might be balanced. If there is no huge and strong trend, then this market doesn't seem like it is imbalanced. And if it is not imbalanced, then it might receive reactions from highs and lows. Why? Because of the things I was mentioning. Below these lows, there might be buy orders. I don't know. I don't know it, so I would wait. But after I see that turn back higher, creating this new consolidation area and then tapping the area and making an additional high, then I feel like, okay, there must be a nice absorption of sellers. So after that absorption, price might be creating another absorption over here. So if this is a slow and balanced price, this supply this demand area can't hold the price and push price higher. But right here there is the bearish version of it, a supply area. This was a demand area, pushed the price higher, and this was the tap low of the demand area, and this is the tap high of the supply area. Price took the tap high, digged into supply area, and then started turning back lower. And there's another fractal liquidity sweep over here, I guess, but this I didn't backtest this kind too much because it is not leaving that, excuse me, lower low. If we had a lower low like this, I mean break, tap, lower low, and then sweep the tap, that would be definitely a nice fractal liquidity setup by following this order flow idea once again. It didn't create it there, but I guess it created one here. Break, tap, lower low, sweep, and then turning back lower. And now when I zoom out once again, price came back to the area. I mean, I didn't catch a short here, but let's say if I did catch a short setup, something like this or like this, it doesn't matter. That would be definitely at least some partial level, a little partial, not too much. I mean, if you think of this long over here, if I didn't take any partials on this long, this was going to be a break-even trade, right? But right now it is not. Right now it has got some nice profits. If it kept going higher, I could have taken some more, but does it matter? I don't think so. What matters is this position is definitely closing with profits. So it's talking about this kind of flexibility is easy, but doing it is really difficult. Executing it real time is really difficult. At least that's what I believe. When I look at this, ES is taking out this low, Nasdaq taking out this one. I just wonder if this would work as another demand area. I think I wouldn't really want to use this area when price is really slow and choppy. Yeah, I think I wouldn't. I mean, the flexibility I am trying to learn is something really difficult, because what I'm trying to learn is, well, it's basically like this. If price is imbalanced and strong and it is trending, take a setup like that and just keep carrying it. It will keep going, right? The idea is something like that. But when price is a little bit slower, first of all, expect a deeper retracement, and after that deeper retracement, expect some consolidation inside of the internal structure and break above, tap it, make a new extreme, sweep the tap, and then turn back higher and take this one, but be cautious. Don't carry it too much. Take some partials, and if you see some highs over here, that high might be a nice partial level, things like that. And over here, my partials was above this high over here. Let me draw it real quick. I'm talking about this high over here. And I don't know, I am trying my best to improve my vision, improve my pattern recognition, and when I look at this like that, this is the range over here. This is the tap right beneath the range, right after price left the range away. A nice range would be like this. Price leaves the range away, makes a retracement towards it, and then continuation. Then when price turns back higher, look how it consolidates right above this one. If you make it like this, then like this, maybe this was a great short opportunity. This one over here, sell here with 30 point stop loss and probably a 60 point take profit. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I believe this might easily take out this stop loss at this point. Yeah, I think these are the things that I really consider, take notes from it, study. But there are so many information, and it sometimes gets difficult to remember all of them, especially when my working memory is not working properly. I mean, when I'm sharp, I do all of this much better. But when I'm just grumpy, groggy, sleepy, I don't know, when I'm with low energy, it gets really difficult. I think day trading is more about energy and attention management and less about strategy. I think that's, at least that's how I feel like. Or another option is just using some filters. Filters like, I don't know, I don't take any trades before certain level gets taken. I don't do X, I don't do Y if this happens, things like that. But yeah, whatever it does, I'm fine with it. And I think that was enough for today. I will take some rest and I will start on, I don't know, upload some stuff to this Discord, so we can start studying slowly. I will create some pages about backtesting. I will take some notes about this kind of stuff, the things we were talking about, and I will create some journals, things like that. I don't know. We will build it together, step by step. So I will see you on the next live session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them now, or you can also ask the questions on Twitter as well. I created a new video about the moving averages. I stayed up all night to create that video, and it's finally done. So I will let you guys know on Twitter when I upload it. Thank you for joining the session. I appreciate your presence. I will see you tomorrow.